Welcome to that Freedom Ring. I hope everybody's enjoying the Halloween fall season. It has been a tough football season, though, for Patriot fans. We are 1-5. We're really not used to this around here in the last 20 years, so tough pill to swallow right now. But let's hope they get back on track. But I'm not holding my breath. But my guest this week, the one and only Nick Harrison. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Yeah, no, excited to have you on. You came pretty requested by a few people, so we want to make sure we got you on. Where are you from and where'd you grow up?
So I was born and raised in Nashua, so I've just always been around. Currently living in Merrimack now.
Okay.
So, yeah, just locally around Nashua. Been good times.
Nice. Now, when I graduated from high school, it was before the split. Even though we were on the North Campus for a year, but I'm a Purple Panther, Nashua High, not North, not South.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go to North or South?
South.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports while you were there?
I played football for my freshman and sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I started working, so I stopped playing football while I was in high school.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Did you play like when you were younger too, or?
Yeah, so I played football starting, I think, second grade.
Okay.
It was all the way up until my sophomore season, and then I played basketball. I still kind of played basketball through high school, just not for the school.
Okay.
Played like city leagues and stuff like that. And when I was younger, I did like little league and t-ball, but I didn't really play much baseball growing up. And I played some soccer when I was younger as well.
Nice. All right. Was that like was that the Elks or like Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's been around a long time.
Oh yeah, it has.
Now, what are 3 things that everybody should know about you?
One of my go-tos is always that I've been an uncle since I was 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a very family-oriented person. Love my family. I'll do anything for any of them. And third one, I don't really show it a whole lot, especially during softball, because I'm just having fun. But I am a very competitive person, and I really don't like to lose.
Yeah. I get that. I think we all have that in
Yeah.
us. No one likes losing. We took a lot of losses this year, but you know what?
Yeah, that we did.
Builds character.
It's been a career of building character for me.
Now, you said you were an uncle at 5. Your sister's much older, I take it?
Yeah, so I think it's like a 13-year age gap
Okay.
for me and my sister. And so I have 2 nephews. My sister has 2 boys. And then my oldest brother, Chris, has 2 daughters. So I have 2 nephews and 2 nieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Now, are you if you're only 5 years older, are you close with your...
Yeah, so him and I, it's more of a, big brother, little brother relationship.
Okay.
So we're just always fighting and bickering. He loves to try to get under my skin.
Yeah.
So it's one of those relationships.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the wrestler Eddie Guerrero. He passed away
Yeah.
in 2005, but his nephew Chavo was only a few years younger than he was, so they were always, together.
Yeah.
So, sticking with the theme of the show, which is Let Freedom Ring, what does it mean to you to be an American?
For me personally, it's, just having a lot of pride, being very prideful, not just for the country, but in what you're doing, how the people that you surround yourself with are and stuff, and overall just having respect for one another.
Okay. Do you feel like we do a good job with that?
Sometimes, it's been a little iffy lately.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff going on, but growing up, I did feel like we were doing a really good job at it.
Mm-hmm.
But the older I get, the more flaws I start to notice and all that. So.
Do you think social media plays any role in that?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like social media because, it's so much easier to spread stuff, and the stuff that goes viral quicker is always the more the bad stuff. It's not so much the good stuff that will go viral and get views and make people want to do that. People want to go viral, so they copy all the bad stuff that they see, and it just escalates.
Yeah, what's the saying? Controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
I can tell, because we were looking for a picture for you for the show.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of options there.
Yeah, I don't really post a whole lot. I just I go on it if I'm bored or just looking to waste time. But generally, I kind of stay off social media.
Okay, all right. I do want to get to the fan questions and comments because you have quite a few. First couple from Jennifer Corbett Harrison. I'm taking that's mom.
Yeah, that is mom.
Yeah, she had a lot of questions for Champa there too. She said, finally the one and only Nikki.
Yeah.
So very hyped for this.
Oh yeah, she's been waiting for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know she supports the show. I've seen her comment on some of the Let Freedom Ring page things. So we appreciate your support, Jennifer. Nikki, tell us the only thing you ever did wrong that you got punished for.
So it was shortly after I went hiking with my friend and his family, and had a park in my neighborhood that we would go down to, and it had a pool house that was all fenced off and everything. And if you're under 18, you're not supposed to go in there without adult supervision. It was a hot day. Me and my friend, we were out running around playing basketball or something like that, and we decided to hop the fence just to go dunk our heads into the pool.
Okay.
And then we walk out. My friend's dad caught us, so he absolutely reamed into us about it, just because it was kind of a silly thing to do.
Yeah.
But then he brought me to my house, and
now how old are you again at this point?
I don't know. I might have been like 9 or 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty young.
Yeah. He brought me back to my house, and my mom and dad, honestly, they found it more funny than actually getting mad at me. But my punishment was that I couldn't go to the park by myself for a week, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, my mom says I was kind of a golden child. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, she's obviously a big fan because she said the one and only. I have to say, though, 9 or 10, it makes sense. Did you have swimming lessons at that point?
Yeah, I already know how to swim.
So you're a good swimmer and all that? Because, kids in pools can be scary.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear about the time balling for the Lord.
Yeah, so that was a joke that I would always say when I was so I was playing church league basketball.
Okay.
So I always refer to it as balling in the name of the Lord.
Oh, okay.
And I would just always joke with my mom saying she's gonna make me late for that or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stuck, and that's probably one of her favorite memories of that time.
Now, who did you play for?
The St. Joe's Church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that on Main Street? I'm trying to think.
It's right down East Hollis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have done a retreat there. I played for St. Chris for 1 year.
Okay.
I was a wrestler growing up.
Yeah.
So if you see me play basketball now, you're like, I can play defense, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying I play defense well. Probably gonna foul you and stuff like that. But I remember CYO though. I was terrible.
Yeah.
But I left the church at one point and, never played again. Next question's from Jinxie Amanda Corbett. I'm assuming...
That's my sister.
That's your sister.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Question is from your sister here. Who is your biggest inspiration and who do you feel you learn from the most?
So, my biggest inspiration, honestly, it's a toss-up between a couple people. Obviously, I admire my mom and, everything that, she's been able to do, how much she's been able to help me whenever I needed it. My biggest sports inspiration, though, is probably my brother Jason.
Okay.
Because that's the closest age gap between me and my siblings. I think we're about, almost 5 years apart. So, I would always go to all of his sport events, baseball, football, and, he's the one that actually, got me into sports, and he was the one that was teaching me, football specifically, because that's always been my favorite sport. So, yeah, probably my mom and my brother Jason have been my biggest inspirations.
Now, is he still play at all, or?
No, he mostly golfs now.
Big golfer now?
Yeah, he's a big golfer, and, I go golfing with him every once in a while, but he's living in Lee now. And,
okay.
Our schedules don't really line up with work and stuff, so it is nice whenever we're able to get out together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She also wants to know, what advice would you give to young kids?
My biggest thing is just have fun with it. You're gonna ups and downs no matter what you do, but as long as you're having fun and enjoying your time, everything should work out for you.
Okay. That simple as that. No planning, like know how to pay bills.
Anyone that knows me knows I don't necessarily plan anything out.
Me either. Yeah.
So I can't really give tips on how to do that because I don't do it myself.
Yeah.
So
A lot of things you learn in school, right? That, I did take a class called Living on Your Own. And it did teach you those things. But well, I guess we don't have to balance checkbooks as much anymore. It's online. But like the small things that people don't think about,
Yeah.
doing your taxes. Because, honestly, that's like life. Pay bills, pay taxes, go to work.
Yeah.
No, and have a little fun mixed in.
Yeah. You always got to find a way to pinch in a little bit of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Kay Harrison.
My grandma.
Grandma, all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nikki never did anything wrong. So I think she's responding to Jennifer's comment here.
Yeah, that she is. My grandma just thinks the world of me.
Okay.
I don't know why, because I'm a very sarcastic person and kind of a punk sometimes.
Okay.
But I adore my grandma. I love her. She's a great person.
Everybody seems very supportive here. In the family here. Brittany Damon says meat and potatoes. So if you're mouth and you're watching this, how did he start doing that?
I don't even know how he comes up with half the things that he starts. It just like clicks in his head and then he sticks with it and just rolls with it forever.
Okay.
Yeah, I've known David a long time and he's just always been like that.
Because I remember before I even knew him, I remember, you remembered it was him saying these things and I'm like, yeah, his nickname's Mouth. And I didn't even know he had a real name for a while.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's Mouth.
Yeah.
Does he have a name? I don't know. It's Mouth. The
best part is that he knows it. That was his self-acclaimed nickname.
Oh, okay.
He chose to have that nickname, so he does know about it and he loves it.
He's a great guy too.
Oh yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, he's a good time.
Jacinda DeZazio, recently on the show.
Yep.
Who's funnier, Squints, Nikki, or Hables?
Okay, yeah. So these are two nicknames for let's just say times that Jacinda or I don't necessarily remember fully.
Okay.
So her name is Squints, mine is Nikki Haybales. And there's a whole backstory to that. It's just like, short story, I ended up falling asleep in a pile of hay bales and kind of got the nickname and it just stuck.
Yeah.
But, for funnier, for me personally, like I said, the Nikki Haybales moments are a little hazy, so I don't necessarily remember them fully. But the Squints memories that I have are pretty hysterical. So I'm going to have to go with Squints for this one.
Now, Squints, is that just because, that's a Sandlot character? Does that have anything to do with it? Or?
No, it's her eyes will get real squinty.
Oh,
and,
okay.
it'll just look like her eyes are pretty much closed all the time, so we just started calling her Squints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couple more questions. One from your dad, Jay Harrison, who we play softball with. So he has a few here, so I'll ask them one by one here. Nick, what are your future goals?
Leave it to my dad to ask the hard-hitting questions. But, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure everything out. Still, I don't want to say I don't have goals set, but I don't exactly know what it is that I want to do quite yet.
I think that's fair. Does any of us really know?
From everyone that I talk to, it doesn't seem like it.
I wing it. One day, I don't even know if I'll wake up tomorrow.
Definitely.
No, I get that's definitely a tough question. And what if you decide to have kids? Because I don't want to assume that.
Mm-hmm.
What type of parent would you be? Will you be?
I feel like I would be. I feel like I would be a good father. I would always try to be there for my kid. Any activities that they have, I would always try to make time for. Just kind of like learning from how my dad was when I was a kid. No matter how tired he was, no matter how much he worked, he was there. And he was there for most of my sport events. He would always make time to just play with me or something like that. And, that means a lot to me, and that's something that I want to keep trying to do if I do have kids.
Absolutely. No, I know what this, my dad, his parents never went to anything. They just said, you're on your own, kid. So he always made sure he was at our stuff. And then Ended up, I remember we were in Little League. He was the president of the league. Like, he almost overdid it because
Yeah.
his parents never went to the games. But no, Jay's a great guy, and it's so cool. And we're gonna talk about it because it's so cool that you guys get to play together.
Yeah.
And his last question is: would you rather make a great catch or hit a double, triple, home run with RBIs?
All right. So first of all, I've never hit a home run, so obviously I would love to hit a home run.
Okay.
But keeping it more realistic with the skill set that I have right now playing softball, I feel like just like a nice like double bringing in runs, kind of like, just like momentum plays that can like flip the momentum of the game or like help keep the momentum for our team going. So, yeah, I mean, not really a preference. I'm fine with whichever one is just going to help the team win.
All right. Now, how do you feel like, so when you came in, like, did you go right to the outfield? Did you ever play any infield, or are you just, like, strictly outfield?
All right, so I did start, like, right in the outfield. Well, I did. So I DH'd for a little bit because I didn't play a lot of baseball, so, like, tracking the ball wasn't there for me when I first started. That took a little bit of adjusting to get to, so I would just kind of be, like, an extra hitter or something when I first started. And then when I started to feel more comfortable fielding the ball, I went right to the outfield. My dad decided to try me infield one game, played second base, and I couldn't field a single ball.
Yeah.
Bruises all over my shirts. It wasn't a great time, so
Yeah.
I'm comfy in the outfield.
Okay, all right, good. And I have noticed you are getting better out there, and it does take time. I don't like grass. I'm basically allergic at this point, so I try to stay out of there.
Yeah.
But I love the infield. I do. All right, good questions. Thank you, Jay. Now I got to ask this, and this is one I think a lot of people want to know, and they really want to get to the bottom of this. Why in the world, out of all the teams you can root for in the NFL, are you a Dallas Cowboys fan?
All right. So anyone that knows me knows that my dad is also a big Cowboys fan. So that plays a big role into why I like the Cowboys so much. And like growing up, Cowboys games, those were the ones always on because the Cowboys are a pretty popular fan base, so the games are easily accessible to watch. Even like back then when I was younger, when like we didn't even really have cable.
Yeah.
I like could still always watch those games, and like it was right around the point where I really started to get into football. Was just watching, and I was just naturally drawn to the Cowboys. And one of my favorite players of all time was playing for the Cowboys, DeMarcus Ware.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of why I went with it, and I just stuck with it. It's been a hard lifetime for me because they haven't done anything,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I'm hoping they'll get there.
I have to dispute this a little bit. And I know that people get a lot of, like, they think that, all Patriot fans are bandwagon or whatever, from the original bandwagoners are people that root for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I see Lori Poulin's posts at times. I think Jay, your dad, kind of keeps it more private. I don't think he talks a lot about it on social media.
Yeah, not a whole lot. No.
How does he explain it? Was it just this team's winning a lot and that's how he became a Cowboys fan?
So I think for him it was my papa, like he was a Patriots fan, but he did also kind of like watching the Cowboys.
Got it.
So my dad also kind of grew up just always watching the Cowboys, with like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. Like those are the three that really got him hooked onto the Cowboys.
Okay.
So.
No, I get it.
Yeah, probably started as a bandwagon, but he's stayed loyal to it. So.
And that's what you got to give them credit for now.
Yeah.
Is like if you're still a fan after all these years, but it's always interesting because that was the team of the '90s, and I get it. They are the most popular team, like because they've talked about it. The NFL went to Mexico City. They were saying no. I mean, because they said some other team thinking geographically they'd like them more. They're like, no, it's like anywhere else. They all like the Cowboys down here.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I mean, I got flack on Facebook the other day where I made some joke, and my buddy that I grew up with said, his son's name is Declan, and he says, yeah, Declan, he's a Dolphins fan like you were back in the day. I go, I had a jacket. I had a Dolphins jacket. That didn't make me, I didn't really start getting into football till I was like in 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then you can call me a little bit bandwagon because the Patriots got the Super Bowl with Bledsoe, you know?
Yeah.
But I was 11.
Yeah.
You know, I can't help it I had a Dolphins jacket in 4th grade. I didn't ever watch the game.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely
You
not.
know, it's like that, what's that movie, Superbad? They're like, people don't forget. They don't.
Yeah, no, never.
Just going all the way back before I was even a teenager.
Everyone will keep receipts.
Will they win a Super Bowl in your lifetime?
I sure hope so. You know, like, they have the talent on the team to do it. It's just they got to pull it together. And, you know, I think, you know, the last couple years, like, it's been hard with Dak at quarterback. Like, clearly he's been struggling. I don't know if that's injury related or if it's just, like, I don't know, he kind of lost it. Like, I'm not losing faith in Dak because, like, he is a good quarterback. He's made good plays, but he's made a lot more mistakes, and that's what he's more known for. And I don't know. I just feel like the coaching probably has to be a little bit better too.
I mean, I go all the way back up to ownership.
Yeah.
I think Jerry. I know the Cowboys are getting better. But I think Jerry Jones has really been. A lot of the stuff that he's done over the years is like, what?
Yeah, I feel like Jerry needs to have less of a hand.
I agree.
In what the team does.
Hey, you know, they had a lot of success. And then it went down. It's kind of like where the Patriots are at, like, you know, and that's where people are getting is like, is Belichick going to be back next year? And I go, to be honest, we don't need to decide that right now, but it starts to make you wonder. Like, you get lightning in a bottle. It lasts. New England, it lasts for 20 years.
Yeah.
Dallas, it lasted a lot of the 90s, early 90s, and they've won Super Bowls before that. And then things happen. Like, there's a reason there's a draft.
Yeah.
Eventually, you know. Why'd the Tampa Bay Rays ever get to the World Series? Because they got a first-round pick every year, and it finally paid off. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
the bad teams will eventually get good, and the good teams will always decline.
Yeah, that's business, you know? Yep. Now, I want to ask this, because you said that you were a big fantasy football guy.
Yeah.
What tips would you give to somebody? I never draft my team. I always auto-draft because I missed the draft.
Okay.
What are some tips that you have for fantasy football?
You know, I have a few tips. You know, the last few years I've been the last few years I was kind of going like running back heavy in like the beginning of the draft, and because you know there's more of a limit on good running backs in the league that will get you points fantasy wise compared to like receivers.
Okay.
But I kind of went away from that strategy a little bit this year. I kind of went more of the receiver route. And, you know, I still have, like, decent running backs, but it's just, like, you know, your biggest thing is, like, you want to have depth on your team. Because injuries will always happen.
Yes.
There's always bye weeks. You know, you never know what's going to happen. So, like, you just want to build the depth of your roster and just hopefully figure it out and get through all the injuries and buys, and you also just really need luck on your side.
I think that's a big piece of it. Are you good at trading in fantasy? You do a lot of trades?
No, I hate trading.
Okay.
So, especially in my league with my friends, I don't trust any of them.
Yeah,
So, anytime they hit me up for a trade, I just say no right away, no matter what it is.
Oh, really?
Which probably isn't my best idea.
Yeah.
But I just don't trust any of them, so I don't want to follow through with it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show The League?
Yes, I love that show.
That was an amazing show, and I wish it lasted longer because it's like, I mean, obviously it takes it to another level, but that's really what's going on in these fantasy football leagues, you know.
Oh yeah. No, we have last place punishment and all that stuff.
Really?
Like that. Yeah. The only thing we're missing is a trophy. We've been trying to get that, but we're just not following through on it.
Okay.
We need the trophy.
Yeah, and I got a guy if you need him.
All right.
I think everybody goes the same guy, but I've done business with them. The only league I do is because I admittedly, for years, was never. I think it's because the Patriots are so good. I was like, I don't have to worry about fantasy football, you know. But I've only done my work league for like the last 6 years, and every Tuesday morning, Bob Saucier, who runs our league, will send he puts time into this and does a little write up on what happened in the league over the week. So it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm winning a lot of games this year.
Oh,
So
there you
Brock
go.
Purdy, stay whatever you're doing.
I have Purdy in one of my leagues too. Yeah. He let me down last week.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
let me
he
down.
did just enough for me. Dede Lamb was what put me over the limit
Oh yeah.
on Monday night because I was losing and he was going and the other guy had nobody and then I won.
Yeah. Yeah. No, CD had a good game.
Yeah, it's not bad. Cowboys, they'll be in it. They'll be in it.
Yeah, it's just
you know.
I'm not worried about them being a playoff team. I'm just worried about what they're gonna do in the playoffs because they always seem to fall apart come playoff time.
That's the thing. Like, talk about roles reversed. Like, as a Patriots fan, I would just be happy with. Even the year we got killed by the Bills, I was like, well, at least we were in there.
Yeah.
You know. Now it's like, I would take getting killed and just making it. Give me one extra weekend.
Yeah.
You know. Now, how did you start? You know, like you said, you didn't play a lot of baseball growing up, but how'd you get involved with softball?
So my dad has been playing in this industrial league for as long as I can remember, honestly. So I just kind of grew up. I'd always go to his games.
Okay.
And just like hang out, watch. I didn't necessarily watch when I was younger. I was more so playing catch with some of the other kids that were there, or running around doing whatever. But just like always being there and then like hanging out with everyone after was always fun because like my dad is a pretty outgoing person, so like he'll talk to pretty much anyone, and then he would always introduce me, and then like we'd do some batting practice after, and just hearing all of his teammates like hyping me up as a little kid while I'm swinging, it was really cool. And I just kind of knew like it was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I just had to turn 18 to be able to do it.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much all I was waiting for. As soon as I turned 18, signed right up and started playing.
So was that the first year that, because Jay had gone away for a little while, is that the first year he came back?
So I know he retired a couple times. But,
typical in the softball community.
Yeah, but,
a couple retirements.
2018 is what started his official comeback.
Okay. Oh, wow. So it has been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be interesting growing up, at the field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, no, I probably came in. I think I started playing in industrial in 2013. That's when I started there. But what is it like to play with your dad? And I asked this, and I brought this up. We've talked about. I've had another guest that's gotten to do this, and I talk about the Borellis and all these other families that they're getting to play with their dad. It's something I wish I got to. We got to play with him like one session at like an MSS thing or whatever. But what's it like playing with your dad? Because I think that's super cool.
It is a lot of fun. Him and I we're naturally competitive, so we always have a little side bet with each other throughout the season. It's like whoever ends up with the most RBIs between the two of us owes the other one like whatever we bet. And it's just a lot of fun, and I love trash talking my dad.
Okay.
It is probably my favorite pastime
to
deal with softball. It's just absolutely, because I know it'll get under his skin, and like it will sometimes drive him to do better. Other times I just get in his head too much, and
really?
He just plays worse. Yeah.
That's a thing. It does. I mean, we one year we were the Raccoons. I don't know if you know DC.
Yeah.
He threw a bat at all of us, like because we were chirping him too much. And when we asked the umpire, like, "Are you gonna do something? Are you gonna toss him?" He goes, "He threw it at his own team." And we're like, I was like, "This guy's out of control. Toss him."
Yeah.
And we broke him that day. I think we scaled it back a little after that.
Yeah. You always go a little too far sometimes, but no. Usually it's just because like my dad, he'll give it right back to me too.
Yeah.
So we'll just always keep going back and forth, and it's just fun to rag on him while we're playing. But it's also just great being out there with him, being able to share the field with him and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. No, I love that. What have been some of your favorite moments playing?
So when I first started, it was a lot of fun because it was me, my dad, and my brother Jason before he moved away. And like, just being on the field with them, like it was a lot of fun. It was my first time playing in the league. I was excited for it. We didn't win a single game that year.
Yeah.
So that wasn't great. But, just sharing that experience with them and, like meeting everyone else in the league, making my own relationships with everyone. That's things that I value a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, I love playing the game, and I want to play at high levels and everything. But at the end of the day, it's more about the people that you get to play with and
Oh, yeah.
play against, and all types of different friendships and things like that. What do you think that Atomic Launch can do going into? Because I think you guys, before I joined the team, I was on Kung Fury the year before. Came this year. We 2 wins, but I think you guys had more wins the year before.
No, we won 2 games last year too.
Okay.
I think the year before that, I think we were like 6 or 7 wins.
Okay.
I know we did beat at least every team once that
Yeah.
year, so like 2 years ago. But yeah, no, I'm really hoping we can turn it around. Like I said, I'm competitive, so I don't like losing.
Yeah.
I want to start winning some more games.
Because we're like the Detroit Lions
Yeah.
right now of the league. But I think we can. I think things will come together, and you never know what next year's going to bring.
Yeah, and I feel like we do have a solid core group of guys that
Yeah.
we have, and like good players, but also just like really good people to be around.
Yeah.
So it's a little more fun either way.
I had fun. I had a good time this year. So we'll see what happens. Plymouth State, because I'm a Plymouth Stater, class of '08. But I didn't start there. I went to community college first. So I was there from like 2005, 2008. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I graduated in 2008. What years did you attend there?
I went for 2018 to 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, so only about 3 years. I'm still working on finishing my degree. I'm just working on doing online schooling to
Okay.
finish it out.
Yeah, no, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. I mean, in still those credits are all still very relevant. I got to ask this though: did you frequent Biedermann's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, went there quite a few times. Yeah, place was great.
It really is, and I mean, they have all the pictures, and,
Yeah.
and was it Joe Dodek, the picture from Sports Illustrated?
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Plymouth State guy got like 3rd. People want him to win the Heisman, even though playing D3.
Yeah.
But he did end up playing in the NFL. I actually got to interview, this is before, I was the Hit Merrimack TV host here. But for a class, I did get to interview the owner of Biedermann's. I don't know if it's the same guy now, and I had to, we had to put it in the records. It's in the library now because I did a whole exhibit on
really?
the history of business in the town. And I had to interview him, and then I had to do, I had to type it all up. There had to be a transcript. So I had to listen and type. And being the guy that I am, I waited till the weekend, and I did it, and then WrestleMania was that weekend. And I did it after WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and I was up until, I don't know, it took me till probably like 9 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
Just to get it done. It was absolutely miserable.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, and I finally said, who's going to read this? Like, are they actually going to like know if I actually did this right?
Yeah.
So that's when I started, don't look up that transcript if you're
All
ever
right.
at Plymouth State. There's probably stuff missing. What was your favorite part of being up there?
Meeting the new people and friends that I made up there. And, Pirate Party was always a fun time
What was it?
doing that. Pirate Party.
Okay. What is that? Because it wasn't there when we were there. I saw the thing on Facebook, and they're like, this is tradition. I go, whose tradition?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly when they started doing it, but it's right around Columbus Day every
Yeah.
year. It's that's when they have Pirate Party. Everyone just dresses up as a pirate for whatever reason, probably because Columbus Day. And yeah, it's just a big campus-wide party pretty much.
Okay.
And first couple years it was fun, but then I started to get tired of it because it was just kind of the same thing. Everyone just kind of huddles up in one big area. We're all squished together.
Yeah.
Bottles, cans flying everywhere. So got to keep your head on a swivel for that. But the first couple years, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's I saw the thing on I think the police up there posted it actually. And we have a little group chat. I don't know if you knew Bill Munson.
Yep.
He passed away, and we have a little group chat because we lived in the student apartments, so we lived across from each other. And then we had the Ledoux brothers, they're two twins. And did you have fast takes up there? Like the lunches you could just take at the dining hall? They might not do it anymore.
I know they did that for a little bit during COVID.
Okay.
But they didn't really do it
So we used to have we used to get these, and we had a war because we were across from each other where we would just chuck apples at each other's doors like random parts of the day. A couple times we'd miss and hit another apartment and then have to run away and whatever. But anyways, we have this group chat that we started talking to each other after Bill passed, and I'm like, "Do you guys remember this?" Like, because I don't remember this pirate thing, and so it's got to be. I guess I've been out of college a long time. It looked fun.
Yeah, no, it is a fun time, but probably only like the first couple times experience it.
Yeah.
After that, you're just tired of it.
Same old, same old.
Yeah, it gets old pretty quick.
I do want to ask this, because someone they asked this, but or there were some athletic questions. But top fives, who are your top 5 favorite athletes of all time? So
my favorite athletes, as I said earlier, DeMarcus Ware is probably my favorite football player ever. I'm a big fan of Kevin Garnett. I like LeBron a lot. I know some people have mixed feelings about him.
This is a pro LeBron show, so
yeah.
let it rip.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of LeBron. I'm just trying to think of athletes that I grew up watching, because I have ones that I've watched highlights of that I'm fans of, but I didn't grow up watching them.
Yeah, that's like me and Pete Rose.
Yeah. Honestly, Des Bryant. I like Des a lot. I thought he was really great.
It was a catch.
Yeah, he was fun. It was a catch.
It was a catch. I agree.
It officially got ruled a catch. It just doesn't change the outcome of anything.
No.
And my last one, probably David Ortiz.
Oh, yes.
I loved watching Big Papi.
We went to his Hall of Fame induction.
Did you?
I mean, honestly, the emotions of being... we were there for Pedro, but then Papi just... bigger than the game, especially after the bombings.
Oh, yeah.
And we were there when he said, "This is our bleeping city."
Oh, really?
And I was like, I could feel it.
Oh, yeah, that had to be electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you New England but Cowboys, essentially?
Yes.
What is that like, though, in a way, over these last 20 years, where you're down with the sickness for all the other teams, but really big pride enjoyed over the last 20 years with the Patriots? It's not part. How's that like?
So
how does that happen? How does that feel?
Yeah. So it doesn't feel good. It would be a lot easier just to say I'm a Patriots fan and celebrate it, but football is the sport that I care most about. It's the sport that I'll watch religiously. Yeah. So that's why I have a different favorite team than I do all the other sports. I'll watch basketball here and there, and grew up watching Kevin Garnett, so that made me like the Celtics. Grew up watching David Ortiz, so that made me like the Red Sox. And I don't really watch hockey too much, but I was a big fan of Zdeno Chara.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was more so just players that I like and the team that they played for during that time, and I just kind of stuck with that.
Okay, I've always wanted, because I feel like football is the one where you'll hear people I love the Red Sox, love the Bruins, I love the Celtics, and then say but I'm a Colts fan. Why? It's just... Yeah,
I mean, I'm one of those people, but I can't necessarily explain it. It's just, I'm a big Cowboys fan. That's just how it is for me.
It is what I guess I'm obsessed with this, trying to get to, the whole Cowboys fanhood thing. But... do you have a top 5 favorite musical artists?
So Kid Cudi, he's one of my favorite artists.
Okay. Not familiar. What is that a newer artist?
No, he's been around for a little bit now.
I am very out of the game. I feel like I've heard that name, but yeah.
Yeah, his songs Pursuit of Happiness, Day and Night.
Day and Night, that one?
Yeah,
okay, yep, I do know.
Yeah, that's Kid Cudi.
Throw me a song and I'll get it.
I was a big fan of Linkin Park growing up. I still listen to Linkin Park a lot. Trying to, it's kind of like those big two for me, and then like all the rest kind of like flip flop in between. But I listen to a lot of Green Day. I do like Green Day. Yeah, and then probably Kendrick Lamar. He's another one of my favorites. And I'd probably say ASAP Rocky. That's another one for me.
That's a newer one.
Yeah, he's newish. Like still kind of mid 2000s is when he came around.
You know what I think it is though? I think I just heard songs on the radio. So I was looking up the other day. I knew someone had taken the big pun, like you don't want to be a player.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know there was another song that someone used that. And I'm like, who was it? And then I'm like, wait, that was Selena Gomez and Mac Miller? And I went, I've heard a Selena Gomez song? Like, I had no idea I'd ever heard anything by her, and I liked that song was on the radio. When Mac Miller died, I didn't have any clue who he was. No idea.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They're like, oh, Mac. And I'm like, I don't know. He's in that song. I used to listen to that song all the time. I had no idea. I knew a song that so, like, this is where you're getting old. I've lost touch with it. I got to ask, though, what's your favorite Green Day record? If you had to pick one. Because I do love Green Day.
I think for me it's 21 Guns.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that song. And, and then, probably like American Idiot. Also really
That's pretty
good
classic.
Yeah.
Do you like Dookie at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that in 3rd grade. I remember when that first came out. Like,
yeah.
They got to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already. I'd have to assume.
Yeah, no, they should be.
I've also, that's another thing I miss, like, all these people that I listen to are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. I had no idea. Just no clue,
Yeah.
Now here's a tough one. You've been playing the league now for a little bit. If you had to pick the top 5 industrial league players right now, who are you going with?
I mean, his nickname is Legend, so you got to put Ken Nagel in there first of all.
Have to. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, there's no denying Ken Nagel. Honestly, putting bias aside, Greg Kelly, he is a really good player in the league. I mean, he's just won MVP of our league, so yeah, he's up there. Let's see, who else? Now I'm blanking on everyone.
That's all right.
Yeah. The Fast Life pitcher, Swaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
I would like to see him play other places.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed a lot about, like, the Fast Life guy, and I get it. I'm obsessed with softball. I play every night. It's maybe a little bit different, but I see, like, guys in that league, and it's great to see them there. And I'm like, I know you guys could do more. I'd love to see you, like, do more. Is that realistic? And probably not, because I think those guys just like to play that night of the week. But you just want to see that,
Yeah, they just. So I am pretty close with most of those guys on that team, and they just kind of like to use it as a reason to like hang out and like, they get annoying during games, but they've really pulled it together and they became a pretty good team.
They are definitely getting better. I'd like to see them, because I think they won their first playoff series this year.
Yeah.
So they beat Matty Hines by like a decade, because it took him 12 years to win a playoff series. And he beat us, a 2-win team. So we love you, Matt, but come on. I'd like to see that, and it's some of these leagues are hard because it seems like they're all buddies and they want to play with their friends. And sometimes when you do really want to win, if that is the goal, sometimes you have to replace people, and that can suck at times.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
But I think he is a good pitcher.
Yeah.
He's someone I would definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he has quick reflexes up there too. Like I've seen a lot get hit right back at him, and like he'll either knock it down and make the play, or he'll just catch them out.
Yeah.
And like that impresses me a lot.
Yeah, he's a good player. Nice, great guy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
No. Let's see. Who else is there that I think? Who was it? You know, Dan, honestly, I'd probably put you up there.
Oh, okay.
One of them, because, I've seen you play for a while, and, just the way that you're able to locate the ball while you're hitting, and you do make all the right plays in the infield. So it's like you're a very reliable player. I love having you on my team.
Absolutely.
It's great to, kind of like a security blanket for the infield, and it's great to have that.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's what I've learned as a hitter over, it's you got to go with the pitch. And I think a lot of people try to force things, and then people tell me all you do is hit to the right side of the field. And then I hit that home run the other night, and I'm like, hey guys, I know how to hit any side of the field.
Yeah.
I didn't start doing this yesterday.
No, you did not.
No, that's a good list. Where would you rank Michael Schultz? Because he loves to hear his name on the show.
Oh, yeah. No, Schultz, I kind of hate him, but because, I always hit the left center no matter what I try to do. And he's always there, so he always catches me out. So kind of have a little rivalry with him. But, no, Schultz is a great dude. I do like him. He is definitely one of the top fielders in the league. Like, I try to not hit his way. It's just, I got to work on that still.
He's got a lot of range. And,
Yeah.
I got to say, sometimes there's a lot of talent in that league, and it frustrates me sometimes that people dog on Nashua because obviously Merrimack's the draft league and all these other things. I will say Merrimack is Merrimack because they do the draft. I can't play those nights or whatever, but I've heard people compare us to other leagues. I'm like, that's just such crap. We're just as good as any other league.
Yeah.
The Nashua leagues as a whole get a lot, and I've gone and seen there's no difference. There really is no difference. All right, I want to get into my favorite segment of the show, which is blank versus blank. I'm going to give you two things. You got to pick one. You got to tell me why.
All right.
First one, who would you rather have at quarterback, Tony Romo or Dak Prescott?
Ooh. That one's kind of a tough one for me. I would probably go Tony Romo.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, statistically speaking, he's up there for the Cowboys quarterbacks, franchise leaders for a lot of it. And I just feel like Dak kind of cracks under pressure a little more than Romo did.
I'm not gonna say I liked the Cowboys because they didn't. Yeah. But when Romo came in the league, it was a good story because he wasn't one of those big draft picks or anything like that, And not that I recall, right? He was pretty obscure and became the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And then he started dating Jessica Simpson.
Oh yeah.
So Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson were doing this 15 years ago.
No, they were first to do it.
Get on their level already, All right, here's what I really want to know. One is our quarterback, Mac Jones, not doing too well. But there's another Jones in this league not doing so well. Daniel Jones of the Giants. You have to start one of them. Who are you taking?
I would probably give the edge to Daniel Jones just because of his rushing ability.
Okay. And he got paid, right?
Yeah, he did. He did get paid a lot. I still think he's an awful quarterback. I do not like him.
Yeah.
But Mac has he had a good rookie season, but other than that, he hasn't really shown anything. And so Daniel Jones with his rushing ability, I give him the edge for that.
Yeah. I mean, Mac has gone off a cliff, and I get the offensive line's terrible. I get the team's terrible, but that guy's lost all confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Once Josh McDaniels left, it's been down. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about that. Josh McDaniels leaving has just the team's been going downhill ever since. So, Josh, you really want to go coach the Raiders and lose out there. You could have stayed here and we could have been at least mediocre.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
Oh, yeah.
selfish. You know? What movie franchise, if you're even into, I didn't ask if you were into these, so I don't know. Would you rather watch Friday the 13th with Jason Voorhees or Halloween with Michael Myers?
I've always been more of a Friday the 13th guy.
Okay.
You know, for whatever reason, my mom didn't really let me watch the Halloween franchise growing up.
Fair. Good job, Mom.
Yeah, but I always kind of found a way to watch Friday the 13th, so it's kind of more of a nostalgic factor for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I obviously watch those movies more, so I'll probably go Friday the 13th.
Okay. I love both, and we just did a bracket, Jason versus Michael Myers head to head, and the original Halloween was the number 1 seed and won.
Yeah.
It's just too
Yeah,
good.
that's fair.
It's just too good.
Yeah, it's fair.
All right, let's talk a little Halloween candy here. Would you rather have plain M&Ms or peanut M&Ms?
Peanut M&Ms.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. You know, I feel like just like regular M&Ms are good, but like I like something a little bit more than just like straight chocolate. You know, I'm not really a big fan of eating just straight chocolate. I always like something a little bit more. So
Okay.
peanut M&Ms are my go-to.
Are you a Reese's guy?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Whoever came up with it, peanut butter and chocolate, unbelievable.
Incredible.
You know. Would you rather have Starburst or Skittles?
I'll probably have to go Starburst. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like when I eat Skittles, it dries out my mouth too much.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of like Starburst a little more.
I'm a Skittles guy. I love Starburst, but I will say this. The wrapper can sometimes be a problem.
Yeah,
I don't need to be in a,
hassle.
and I got to learn not to be opening these while I'm driving a car. You don't need to get in an accident over Starburst.
No.
The other thing that happened, though, with Starburst, I'm a big candy guy, right? Once they, get hot, they stick to the wrapper, and you can't fix it. You just can't fix it.
No, Starbursts are very much a situational candy.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. All right, here's one that I've been asking because I'm curious. I'm still a huge Halloween person.
Mm-hmm.
The World Elite podcast, I went on the show Monday night. They called me the king of Halloween, which, thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm the king of Halloween. I do a good wrestling costume every year. But did you enjoy Halloween more as a kid or an adult?
I do still like Halloween a lot. I come from a big, Halloween-oriented family. We always go all out. My brother would always build his own props and set them up around our house, do our own haunted maze or whatever every year for Halloween. So I still do like it a lot, but I just feel like when I was younger, I enjoyed it a little bit more.
Going around and I think there's for me I feel like it's two different things at this point.
Yeah.
I can buy my own costume, right? So it gets a little crazier.
Yeah.
But there is something fun about being a kid when you get to. Now it's, I don't know, but do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters?
In the house that I grew up in, that was a big neighborhood for trick-or-treating.
Okay.
It was always a popular spot.
I feel like I keep hearing from people I don't get that many trick-or-treaters, and I'm like, man, I don't remember it being like that back in the day. I remember everybody being out, and but I wasn't, I just remember everybody going.
Yeah, I know the neighborhood I grew up in was very big for it, a lot of foot traffic through there for trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And everything. I mean, it probably helps that my brother went all out setting up the house, so.
Oh, yeah.
Got in the newspaper a couple times for it and stuff.
Really?
So people would drive by the house to see it and check it out and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he still have a haunted house where he lives now, or?
Yeah, so he actually bought that house from my parents.
Oh, okay.
So he's still at that house, and he still goes and sets it up every year for Halloween.
That's I love hearing that.
Yeah.
I love hearing that because it's truly. 4th of July and Halloween are my two favorites. Christmas, it's not that I don't like Christmas. It's just I hate the winter.
Yeah.
And Christmas happens, and then it's welcome to January.
Yeah, and that was just cold.
Yeah, welcome to depression, everybody.
Yeah.
Here's the toughest one in blank versus blank. I give you two people. You know these people very well. You got to pick one and tell me why. Now, we want to stop we don't want to have any fights or anything like this. This is not 100% serious or anything like that. But John Ciampa or mouth David Gothieri?
You know, as much as I love David, John's been one of my best friends since like preschool. So I've known him pretty much my whole life. I know he's one person that I could count on. If like I ever need anything, he'll be right there to help me out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with John over that one.
Ciampa takes it.
Yeah, still shout out to David. He is a great dude and everything. But I gotta give John this one.
I like having both those guys on the team. And John, he always speaks very highly of you. Though in the chat today, he said this could be one of the worst episodes. So John, I don't know about that. I know he's listening.
Yeah, no, that's just the relationship we have, you know.
Is that kind of the friendship? You never like to give each other compliments?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's just kind of like how I am. Like, I'm a very sarcastic person, so I'll just never be straight up.
Yeah.
I'll just always trash talk someone for any reason. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Nick, this has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good time having you on the show. We'll have to do it again sometime. Everybody out there, have a great week. Keep your heads up, especially if you're a Patriots fan. I mean, this is really like the last couple seasons weren't great, but this is just like totally diving off the cliff. But let's keep our heads up. Maybe we'll get a great pick. But until next time, let freedom.